Silver prices are hitting new all-time highs, so it's almost normal. It seems like almost every day or every other day. Today, the price of silver went over $89, so it happened again. That's right. It's pretty amazing. So the deals I got from a certain institution, the strangest place you could ever think of to find a deal. I'll tell you what that institution is and what the CME is doing. They are now doing two big things. We'll talk about both of them in this movie as we look around. My mind is blank because there's so much news to process. I have a full-time job in addition to this, but this is the most busy precious metals channel on YouTube. There's a lot going on today, this week, this month, this year, and all of last year, and it's not going to slow down anytime soon. Let's talk about what's going on in the market today, though, since gold is down a little in late trade for now. But gold had also gone through the roof and was now worth $4,635.20. Early in the day, that was the high point. At the moment, it's worth $4,187.60, which is $12. It's down about 0.25%. Also, platinum and palladium are both slightly down today. Platinum is still above $2,300, and palladium is still above $1,800. But the metal we're keeping an eye on right now is silver, which is very unstable. Yes, silver. Hey, silver. It really is a way. Today, it was almost $90. I asked people on the X platform in a poll if they thought the price of silver would reach $90 today. Most people said it would, at least the last time I checked. While silver did hit a new all-time high of $89.19 during the session, it has since given up some of its gains. It's now up 1.91%, or 162s, to $871. Still very important news. The difference between gold and silver has shrunk. It's 52.86 now. The rate of gold to silver may drop below 50 if things keep going the way they are now. A lot of people are really thinking about a $100 silver, especially now that the CME has put in place new rules for margins and new margin standards. This is actually what King Kong 9888 says. This could very well be good for the price of silver. As of today, January 13th, 2026, CME's group has changed the margin rules for precious metals from percent to percentage-based calculations. This means that gold margins will go up to 5% and silver margins will go up to 9%. This could mean that gold and silver producers have to close out short positions they were hedging because they need more cash. Those are signs of a positive trend, and some of the things we may have seen today may have been true. Soon, makers will buy back futures contracts, which could make prices rise for the time being. In the past, data from a 2025 CME margin hike showed that silver prices fell 17%, at first because of liquidations, but then recovered, showing how volatile leverage markets can be. That's what we think is going on here, so it's really interesting to watch that happen. Also, all of the different drivers are still in place. Iran, we're keeping a very close eye on you. At last, there is some contact, and they say that protesters have been killed by the tens of thousands. That's really sad to see, but they aren't slowing down, and the regime may be about to stop. We should hope that's the case. There is a theocracy called the Islamic Republic that needs to end. I'm going to quote a piece by Neil Christensen about the other thing the CME is going to do, which I think is even more important. They are going to start selling 100-ounce silver futures that are settled in cash. These will be aimed at retail investors. Silver's rise to record highs has been mainly due to unprecedented demand for investments. The CME Group plans to build on this progress with a new futures product. Also, there's no harm in putting your money in futures or dealing in them for cash settlement or liquidation. The same goes for ETFs, but I think it's important to have the body. We'll talk about that soon. If you want to buy or sell metal, my friends at Summit Metals are there for you. Plus, there are lots of sales going on right now. I think you should hold a core metal stack of silver. So if you need gold, go check them out. Also, the link to their website is in the text below, so go ahead and try out their great customer service for yourself. On the other hand, the biggest derivatives market in the world said today that it will start selling a 100 silver futures contract to regular people. As the energy transition and global uncertainty get worse, silver is becoming more and more appealing to retail traders who want to spread their risk across a wider range of metals. And don't forget that silver will still be a part of the energy change. I've heard that graphene is going to be taking over and maybe even replacing in 2026. That's something I need to look into more, but I don't think it will happen anytime soon. That said, silver is looking better in that way. She says this is true because she is the managing director and global head of metals at CME Group. A bigger range of people will be able to benefit from the liquidity and efficiency that our futures market offers, thanks to 100-ounce silver futures. Oh, right now people who want to trade silver have to buy either a full 5,000-ounce contract or a 1,000-ounce contract called a mini silver futures contract. This is the next level. This makes me think of what they did when gold prices went up. They made versions of the contracts that were worth 1 oz of gold. Okay, so here we are. This makes it possible, and these future contracts will be set at 100-ounce amounts. One big difference with the CME silver product is that it won't be sent to you in the mail. Only cash will be accepted to settle contracts. That's it. That's all there is to it. With those bigger contracts, it does take some work to make it happen, but you can cash out, and some people already have. I believe this is one of those ways of trying to trick people into only paying cash. However, as I already said, there are different ways to buy, and you need to be flexible with the market, especially the physical market in this case. That's why this may not bother some people as much, since there isn't really much of a change other than the fact that the margin increase is now based on percentages instead of just a flat number. That's really cool. There is a big difference between those who only settle for cash and silver and those who have a lot of demand. According to the CEO of Isaac Kahana, we are glad that CME Group is adding more smaller sizes to its products. Also, this new contract will make it easier than ever for our customers around the world to take advantage of silver possibilities in a way that is both flexible and low cost. The CME said that smaller precious metal futures would grow very quickly through the second half of 2025. Both micro gold futures and micro silver futures trade at record highs on the market all year. 1-ounce gold futures, which went live on January 13th, 2018, were also traded by more than 6 million people. So the gold 1-oz futures began trading exactly 1 year ago. The new silver goods come at a time when physical bullion of the precious metal is still in very high demand. Spot silver is worth more than $7.87 an ounce right now, while March silver futures are worth about $83. Right now, there is backwardation going on. Truth be told, I'm going to look right now and see what that is. Backwardation is also back in this case. As it stands, it is 30 cents backwards right now. It's actually 32 right now. Futures for silver are at 86.83, and silver is at 80.17. It only went up or down a little bit. There is a difference. It changes all the time, and I think that will keep the price of silver high going forward. That's all there is to it. Really very interesting. Oh, the market changes a lot. There is still a big gap between the West and the East. Everyone who drives is there. The most recent CPI numbers show that inflation has stayed pretty steady. Now it gets really interesting because this is where you can find great deals on silver. Yes, the people I work with at Summit Metals are great. It's not always the case that they have the best deals on certain items, but I'll tell you where you can get silver for a good price. The Mint of the United States. The US Mint actually only had a little more than $1 extra on some silver items earlier today. Amazing. Also, what is the best deal going on now? It is the Guys of the United States. You can buy silver right now for almost spot price, plus a very small amount of extra money for what is basically regular silver. You can get their presidential awards for $90 if you go to the US Mint and look them up. I put in an order last night, and right now the price of an ounce of silver is just above $87. That's a price of less than $23 for a metal coin that comes in a capsule and a clamshell case. And so I ordered a couple of presidential medals. This was after the USM made an announcement that some people took very badly when it said they were stopping all numismatic goods. They said that because of the high cost of metals, price changes are being looked at for all collectible items. I also paid $95 for another proof silver eagle. Then, this morning, they stopped selling birds. That's all, though. They'll just change the price of other goods they keep up. That means they will be going up soon. It might happen while you watch this movie. If you go to the US Mint website, you may notice that the prices of the presidential awards have gone up. A customer service worker told me that they don't know what the new numbers will be and that it could happen at any time. That's a heads up about the Silver Awards, but it's really cool and interesting to see that out there. So, I made a pretty large order with the US Mint for silver that can be collected for bullion price, or even less than bullion price. In fact, we got them before lunch today for a very close spot. They're up though. As of the time this video was made, they are live. By the way, I'm making this movie right before the markets closed. They're still there then. You need to look around. Right now, the best deal is on the presidency metals. If you still want to get in on the action, I'm just saying that it's interesting to see how the market is responding and how the US Mint is really behind the curve on this. So it's pretty cool. So he said, they say in this email that we are working quickly to update prices and make sure that products are still available. We wanted to let you know ahead of time in case you notice any changes to the US Mint website. There have been some changes so far, but they're still open. Just call it a glitch. No matter what you call it, I took advantage of it. I'll let you know when they come in, but please tell me what you think about the market today and everything that's going on with the CME. I hope this video taught you something new and interesting. You can count on me to keep you up to date on the latest news about rare metals. Like what I do? Then click the subscribe button, the thumbs up button, and the notification bell button so you can get the newest movie as soon as it comes out. That being said, I want to thank you all very much for watching and ask that you please rate, share, review, and subscribe.